everyone, welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. Bear with me while I straighten the chair out a bit. How you doing? It's good to be here with you. Welcome to your sun sign bonus readings for today. And so what's happening, for those that are new, welcome to my channel. Thank you for taking the time. I do a daily sun sign love connection reading, and the bonus readings are because I've done the beginning of the month readings and the mid-month readings. So these are the extra days that come out. So whereas normally, and starting in February again, I start with Aquarius and with Pisces as the featured sign, so you know when your reading will be. And then we pick a random highlighted connection right in front of you. And then I have beautiful oracle readings that I do at the end for every single sign in connection with the featured sign. So, and then the highlighted connection gets 3 beautiful messages under major categories. So that's basically the format. And so I'm going to get with it as soon as I can. I actually started back to work again. There's a lot been going on this week already, and it's good. It's just, I don't know if you're feeling this, but astrologically, I mean, we are in the sign and season of Aquarius. So this is about information. That's the biggest word I could bring up. This is what's happening today, the season, the year predominantly, and then air qualities and elements for the next 20 years. When it leaves Aquarius, then it's Gemini. When it leaves Gemini, then it's Libra. So mind, conversation. However, like yesterday, it was just nonstop. Business started up again. Calls are coming in, and when I'd be on a call or waiting for something to happen for a couple hours, then you'd have persons calling that were on hold, and it was just information highway is what I called it yesterday. I feel much more grounded and relaxed today because of it. Things got achieved. It was a lot. So if you're feeling that way, it's understandable right now. And then we are just moments away from the full moon. So then it adds more emotion to it, with the Leo full moon. I'll be talking more about that tomorrow. And then I'd be remiss not to mention the Mercury retrograde, because even with all this information, it's still kind of convoluted and confusing, and it's a lot more doing than I think I remembered it needing to be, and probably does need to be, but you just have to be proactive and you got to stick with it. And then you feel better afterwards. I hope you do. And I hope you're okay, because the weather was particularly difficult in a lot of areas yesterday. Our area got hit pretty badly for the area I'm in, and luckily I only had like a table and an umbrella fall over, and it didn't hurt a plant. My plants are my family, if you can relate to that. So that was a beautiful, appreciative and gratitude type of thing I was able to feel upon awakening today. But let's get to your reading. Let's find out who the featured sign is for this bonus reading today. Yesterday was the beautiful connections of Cancer and Scorpio. Oh, Sagittarius is our featured. Love you, fiery, very compatible with the Leo moon tomorrow. What is your highlighted connection Spirit wants you to have extra information about? Gemini, you're polar opposite. I love this. I see this all the time. I have many, many friends and couples that are in, committed relationships of this too. These two signs, it just works so well together. The fire element of Sagittarius, the air element of Gemini. So, so then basically Sagittarius is the element that is not only fire, but they are incredibly optimistic, lucky, kind of upbeat type of personalities that you meet most of the time. This is general. They are ruled by Jupiter. So Jupiter is that planet that will do just that. And right now Jupiter is in the sign of Aquarius, which it will be for the remainder of the year until January 28th or something, when it goes into Pisces for a year. Now this is something that is so special for the particular zodiac sign that it falls into. It only happens every 12 years. It definitely opens doors. It definitely gives you this feeling of, whew, things are going my way. Things are working out. I have this opportunity. I have that choice. It expands things that you want it to. Love, relationships, bigger circles of friends. When I think of Sagittarius, that's a huge part of it. They're very sociable, very kind, very fun, adventurous. They are a mutable sign, so they are very interested in many things. They are very interested in higher learning. They have, their interests never end, and it's usually about travel. Exercise is something that's really important to them, figuratively and you know, metaphorically, because their bodies need that. They have this energy that's always going, and it's exciting and it's alluring, but they have to be careful. They have to make sure that they're balancing. You know, there's their tarot card that represents them is the Temperance card, and it means just that. Making sure that you do what you want, and you're doing it well, and you're having fun, but you're kind of keeping a temperament on all areas of your life. So that's important for Sagittarius to be reminded of today, particularly with these energies of the full moon. Now, the full moon illuminates things, right? And depending on what's happening in your life, it's emotional, but it's also reactive. So if everything is going well, for the most part, you know, you're not going to have an extreme kind of feeling either way. But if there are issues coming up that have been around in your relationships, in your life, in your work, and it would make sense this week, I have to be honest, with the incredible strong influences that are in our atmosphere, in our world, in our universe right now, affecting each and every one of us, although maybe differently. Yeah, you can have it. It can be fine. It can be a little emotional in a positive way, of course. And so, but I love this. I love Sagittarius. Always have. And they have high aspirations, and they reach their goals. You know, they shoot that arrow, and they make sure that it points in the direction they want, and then they achieve just exactly whatever it is they want. So then that's also about relationships. And there you have Gemini. Gemini is an air element, and this is very complementary time for all air elements in particular. There are 3 air elements, and so they're more in harmony with the Aquarian aspect. They have a similar outlook, definitely a mind and intellect kind of energy comes with the characteristics of Gemini. Gemini is a mutable sign as well, like Sagittarius, so they both just really enjoy new things and versatility, multitasking. I always think of with the Gemini particularly. They're just constantly thinking and talking and communicating and wanting to try new things, and they are actually kind of competitive. I will definitely say that, and that kind of keeps their ego and their personality as a sun trait, you know, motivated and energized and exciting, and they're fun, and they know a lot about a lot of things, and I love learning. And they love the fact that Sagittarius has that same feel and desire, and so they're very compatible that way. They could do so much together. They could do great business work together. They could be great lovers together because they allow a sense of freedom for each other. They love being with someone, but they love having the time to have their time, you know, and their time apart, which means only that they are that much more in love with the person because that's allowed, you know. So besides being mutable, Mercury is the ruling planet of Gemini, just overemphasizing the fact that they're very much in the mind. You know, they love to emphasize thoughts and ways to express themselves. They're great teachers. Many times I find the archetype of Gemini being teachers, mentors, students. They could be perpetual, you know, lifelong students, because there isn't enough in their mind that they could learn. There's always something to know and to deal with. They're a little bit, you know, here, there, and everywhere, you know, kind of hard to pin them down. Maybe not the best memory or anything, but just fun, loving, caring about fairness. Definitely the way that Sagittarius looks at the world. Let's seek truth. Let's seek fairness at all costs, you know, and just being rebellious about it, in fact. So, you know, activists a lot of times with these 2 signs. You work well together. You're like this. You're very simpatico, and it's a good synergy between the 2 of you. And so let's just read what your messages have to say. So the first category is always the overall energy for the 2 of you. And I'm always excited to find out what Spirit has to say. So let's see what specific messages are for all Sagittarians and their beautiful highlighted connection of Gemini. Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking of all the Gemini Sagittarians. It's just so funny. You know, you would think, how is that possible? Look into astrology. Look into your own chart. Look up your natal chart. I mean, this is 1/12 of who you are, the sun sign. There's so much about you, and if you start to really dig, you'll realize it's not so general anymore. particularly if you know the exact time you're born. I highly recommend it. I've been doing studies like this since I was 12 in regards to compatibility, and then it's just gone from there, and I'm still learning. I'm never going to stop learning. There's so much to learn about astrology. It's been very, very interesting to me in the last 10 years, more so, as to what kind of guidelines it's giving us. You know, what can we learn from it? It's forearmed, forewarned sort of thing. It doesn't have to rule us, or, you know, in any way, but okay, here we go. Your first overall energy is the moon, because you're truly feeling the moon right now. And it's a beautiful feeling. Like I said, the Leo moon is very, very complementary for both Sagittarian elements of fire, being fellow fire, and then the air. Air and fire get along extremely well. I see many air signs with fire signs. If it's not Sagittarius, it's Aries and Leo. Well, there's something beautiful coming to the forefront. That's what the full moon does. It illuminates things. And in regards to your relationship, I feel like you're just feeling really, really positive. I feel like things have been able to be seen clear, and communication, even with this retrograde. When you have that love, and you have that love language, and you have that respect and caring for another person, it overrides a lot of things. So this is good information. It makes me feel like you are feeling particularly vulnerable almost, you know, and that's not necessarily a word I equate with either of these signs, maybe more so the Gemini, but it's a beautiful, fulfilling feeling, and it's really exciting. It is under Leo, which is about extravagance. It's about courage, taking the steps to say the things you need to say, making a commitment. Yes, you heard me, Sagittarius. I know you. I know that you're a little slow on the draw with that, and it's because you like life so much, you know, like why even stop thinking about what the title is of a relationship, right? We haven't necessarily made that decision. I just feel good, you know, and I want to continue to feel good. And then you'll converse and you'll have more conversations about this, I think, as the year and years go on. But for now, just enjoying life, you know, and being a little more social, carefully, but knowing that that's working its way more and more this year, with a lot of the beautiful things that Aquarian energy will bring to the forefront, like the science of the medical aspects, and definitely technology to be able to communicate in some form with another person, which we've done this whole past year very well. I like this. And more importantly than anything, it's about really sticking and knowing your intuition, listening to your guides, listening to your higher power. I know that both Gemini and Sagittarius know that aspect of life. You're not closed-minded to it. And I've seen a lot of amazing astrologers that were Sagittarius. So that higher learning, the topics that aren't necessarily widely recognized or studied, is what Sagittarians like to kind of go for. Something different, unique, you know? Well, I love that for you. It's very potent, very appropriate for the time and what's occurring tomorrow, and probably feeling right now. I feel like you always feel the energies of the moon a couple days before and after. Now, we did have that beautiful new moon eclipse in Gemini, it was a full moon eclipse in Gemini on the 30th of November. It was a new moon eclipse on the 12th of December 2020 in Sagittarius, and it's still, the messages and the information needed to be given and projected to each and every one of us, depending on where it is and falls in our chart, is still happening, because it's that powerful. And then we're going to be heading to the next one. I think it's May or June. And the last one in December, with the same two beautiful signs of Sagittarius and Gemini. So I really like this today. This is gorgeous. So yeah, just more information that's going to lead us to more empowerment and understanding about where we need to move forward in different ways, though. Way new. So the next category is the category of possible blessings or obstacles, and you have the Seven of Cups. After yesterday, this doesn't surprise me at all. This is emotion, which of course the moon brings forward, but it's also creativity. The cups are water, you know, the Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancers. We still actually have the moon in Cancer till later tonight, when it then goes into Leo. So, you know, in addition to the fire, there's still this this kind of loving and just protective kind of energy that's happening. More maybe wanting to be home-based today, more focused on your close friends and family type of energy. And I kind of feel that way myself, but I do have to go out to work, so I'm okay because I love what I do. But that's kind of the predominant energy of this. It's also about having a bunch of choices. Needing to hone in and not go crazy and think, oh, I can do it all, because both of you have that kind of energy. Both Sagittarius and Gemini are just the type that will take on way too much and then actually end up revealing and feeling it, I should say, not revealing, but feeling the effects, if not spiritually, but certainly physically. So just being aware of that and not overdoing anything, okay? This also comes to mind. Spirits, drinking. Unless you aren't getting enough hydration, that's important, just to remember that. That's always important. I'm really, really stepping up my game with that. And you'll feel better all over. So yeah, just to keep yourself in good shape, because we're still in a place where we want to really be careful. And if you are overly emotional, it'll take out the temperance of our bodies and our minds. It just does that. We don't think it does, but it truly does. So yeah, those are some simple things. I think they're blessings because there's opportunities coming in. Nothing new to you, but something that you may not have even thought of, and it's going to come through with this beautiful full moon and then the new moon that'll come through. I'm not sure of the date exactly. That's going to be in Aquarius though next month. So it's all Aquarius by next month. Tons of beautiful energy of Aquarius. So we'll get into that later. The final category is always the category of finances, or practical things, that matter, the tangible things you can touch, feel. Your home, your family, your work, your sustenance, your finances. You have judgment. Ooh, this came up yesterday or the day before. It's come up if it wasn't this week, it was very recent. Maybe Sunday, and I love it. This is about, I always want to say it's a major arcana, but it's a judgment that's already made. So if there's something in regards to your finances, and believe me, I have to raise my hand to this. I have been trying desperately to get that handled regarding my medical. There was a glitch. Going after it. I think it's finally been completed. I'm not really sure, but I know that I've done everything I can, and I've dotted my T's. I think you dot your I's, forgive me. Cross my T's. Thank you, Mercury retrograde. Expression and speech is always a little, stifled during Mercury retrograde, definitely, but we'll get through it. Knowing that this is absolutely the best thing for you, it is something that you deserve, and know that it is karmic and divinely guided. So trust me when I tell you, and I feel this more than I can say, you are going to get what is coming to you, what you deserve. What you reap, you sow is basically what this is about. You know what that is more than I. If you have honestly put forth the energy and the intention to do good, to be good, to do right, whatever that is for you. I mean, I'm not here to stand on my soapbox or anything like that. This is the mention and the importance of the message. It's good stuff. There's almost a victorious, recognition, and it's going to be, the exclamation will come out to you. The horn is going to be sound, you will feel, I want to say, victorious. So that's beautiful. And by the way, that full moon in Leo absolutely is about generosity and just overwhelming heart and appreciation comes into play too. So anyway, I love seeing that because a lot of things, have been, slowed down. They're still slowed down. It's still not the time to go full speed ahead by any means. But to kind of step by step, do what you need to do the planning during the retrograde, do the rechecking. There goes the voice. Whoops, nope, there's a little left for you. Yeah, this is a beautiful reading, actually. Very, very powerful with two major arcanas. And then the center of the possible blessings or obstacles. I would say the obstacle with the Seven of Cups is just not knowing what you're going to do. Too too many opportunities. Also, of course, overdoing something, you know, maybe partying too much, celebrating good times. Maybe you have, and I'm sure you do, both of you have many Aquarian acquaintances, extremely friendly, beautiful associations and connections with Sagittarius / Gemini and Aquarius. So that could be going on right now. So yeah, that would be the only thing I would say. But I love this message and this reading for you. It's fantastic. Let me know if you are in any way resonating. That makes me feel beautiful. If you haven't subscribed, do me a favor and push that subscribe button, maybe the notification bell, because I do my uploads different times now, and even when I do them, it takes kind of a long time to upload. So, but I'm doing my best. I think it's been a little better in the last couple, 3 days, but I'd love to have you as part of my channel. It's really important and it means a lot, and it will ensure some content for future videos. So that is that, and then I'm going to finish with your oracle messages that are important for every single Sagittarius and connection that they have, and they have a lot. They know everybody, everyone matters, so this is for that. And I love this first one. It reminds me of you, Sagittarians. It is the Motivation Manifesto deck, and it speaks for itself, but this is just for you. So Spirit, please help me to pick the right message that means and has some kind of important loving, inspirational guidance for beautiful Sagittarius and all of their connections. Ooh, where is it? I think it's right here. It looks short but sweet. We do not need to wait for perfect conditions. We will find perfection in progress. Well, there you go. And it pretty much is very much in line with what was just said during your reading. It is a progressive time. We have to wait a little bit with the retrograde. We can obviously go forward, but there's going to be some definite delays and some setbacks, and it's okay. It happens 3 or so times a year. It's only through February 20th. You'll make it work, and in the meantime, you'll be inspired and kind of going over stuff you've already thought about and things that are happening, because that's how you work, Sagittarius. And you're not looking for perfection, and I love that, and I believe that. I've met many Sagittarius. They're accepting. They may be perfectionists in themselves. I've definitely seen that. But I do want to say that I absolutely love this for you. You will find perfection in progress, and you will be feeling and seeing progress. That I can promise you. And I absolutely love that. So let's go on to the next beautiful oracle, which I chose for this bonus reading, and I guess for the rest of the month I'll use these, and then I'll switch them up again for the beginning of February readings. And this is the Wisdom of the Oracle. And boy, is it wise. You know, this is by Colette Baron Reed, and she certainly is wise. And she has many, many oracle decks and regular decks and tarot decks, and just, they're illustrated beautifully, and they have great meaning to them, and they're simple as well. It's a 1-2 word message. So let's see what the special message is for all the beautiful Sagittarians. There it is. And there are beautiful connections. Lover of all types. Thinker. This came about, I've had 3 of these cards that have been kind of rotating, but have been coming back. Well, we're in Aquarius season. We're talking Gemini. We're talking Sagittarius. Higher learning, thoughts, philosophical endeavors, you know, thinking, information. And 44, which is 8, which is such a beautiful, powerful, abundant number in numerology. It creates, it's a manifester. You've got this beautiful entity like angel in the sky and the thinker. We need to use that noggin of ours, right? Remember that term, noggin? It's so wonderful to have that. We don't want to overthink. I know I certainly can do that. We can lose sleep over things. There's that loop that happens. Something to be concerned about and control of your own, because we have that control just to better your life and your whole energy field. Let's read what it says specifically for you, okay? So under Thinker 44, oops, that's towards the back here, 43 and 44. The message is strategy, being analytical and logical. everything that Aquarius energy and season we're in now has moving forward. Certainly Gemini, and certainly you as well, Sagittarius. So let's read the specific relationship message. Love is not logical, but when you choose a partner, it is good to have things in common other than desire. Isn't that the truth? This is a time to weigh the pros and cons of your partnership. If there isn't enough common ground, go for it. If there is enough common ground, go for it. Forgive me. If not, there are other fish in the sea. Don't force it to work. And should others tell you who they are, take them at their word. Now is not the time to indulge in a fantasy, no matter what. In this case, the facts are the facts. Hey, it's pretty straightforward, but that's basically what the whole air energy is about. It's straight, it's a sword, it cuts through the BS. It's like, this is the truth as I see it and believe it, and I know there's one truth and another, but the reality and the truth of what needs to be brought forward will be brought forward. And, well, I love that. I think it's wonderful. I'm sure you can resonate in some way with that, and I hope you can, because it was definitely meant for you. I think it's perfect. The last oracle message for you today is, and I may not have mentioned it, today is January 27th, 2021. We're ending this month, but yeah, so the full moon is tomorrow, the 28th. We have some other amazing astrology aspects and planetary things happening, which I'll talk to you about more tomorrow. But this is the super attractor manifestation message, and I call it mantra. That is about feeling the life that you want into reality. Just believing it and making it. You believe it, you see it, so be it. And so your particular message, which is gorgeous, it has that combination of that very, very deep, what do they call that? Cobalt blue, which is the third eye and our higher learning, our third, just knowing without even really knowing, that psychic connection that's always there. And then the beautiful pinks that are the second chakra, the passion. Almost a combination of the second and first chakra of, stability and security, but passion, creativity, sensuality, sexuality, just very, very driven and beautiful. The message is, manifesting is the creative process of aligning with the energy of the universe to co-create an experience that elevates my spirit and the spirit of the world. And that's what you're about. That's what Aquarians are about. They are the humanitarian sign. It's not just about them. It's about everybody. How is everybody going to benefit? And you've always been like that, Sagittarius. You're always thinking in that way, You are a ahead of your time in many ways. People learn a lot from you, and they love your vibe, they love your energy, and I know I do. So I just want to thank you for taking the time, because I know you got a lot of stuff on that you need to do. And I just appreciate you, and I hope you do well. Take good care of yourself. Come on back. And in the meantime, thanks and bye for now.